I really appreciate you seeing me today. I've been putting this off for months.
There's no need to apologize. What brings you here today?
Well, I have this huge presentation coming up next week. It's in front of the entire executive board, and honestly, I'm terrified.
Tell me more about what terrifies you specifically. What goes through your mind when you think about it?
My heart starts racing just thinking about it. What if I freeze up there? What if my voice cracks or I forget everything I prepared?
Those are very common fears. Have you experienced public speaking anxiety before?
Always. Even in college, I'd get physically sick before presentations. I thought I'd outgrow it, but here I am, at 32, still panicking.
It sounds like this fear has been with you for a long time. What usually happens when you actually give the presentation?
That's the frustrating part. I usually do fine once I start, but the anticipation is killing me. I can't sleep. I can't eat.
So, the fear of the fear is often worse than the actual event itself?
Exactly. Last month, I actually avoided a smaller meeting because I couldn't handle the anxiety. I made up an excuse.
How did you feel after avoiding it?
Relieved at first, then terrible. Like I'm letting this fear control my career. My boss noticed, and I think it affected my performance review.
That must have been difficult. What would it mean to you if you could manage this fear?
Everything. This presentation could lead to a promotion. But more than that, I'm tired of feeling like a prisoner to my own mind.
That's a powerful realization. You're not just afraid of public speaking, you're afraid of what this fear is costing you.
Yes, and I'm afraid people will see me as weak or incompetent if they knew how much I struggle with this.
What if I told you that many successful executives deal with the same fear? Even experienced speakers often feel nervous.
Really? They just hide it better?
They've learned strategies to work with the fear rather than against it. Would you be open to exploring some techniques?
Absolutely. I can't keep living like this. What do I need to do?
First, let's reframe how you think about fear. It's not your enemy. It's actually your body trying to protect you and help you perform.
That's hard to believe when I feel like I'm having a heart attack.
I understand, but that adrenaline can actually sharpen your focus if you channel it correctly. Let's work on that together.
Okay, I'm willing to try anything at this point.
Good. We'll start with some breathing exercises and visualization techniques, but I also want you to practice self-compassion. This fear doesn't make you weak.
Thank you. I really needed to hear that today.
So, tomorrow's the big day. We're actually doing this skydiving thing.
You sound less excited than you did when you booked it 3 months ago. Having second thoughts?
No, I mean, maybe. Is it normal to feel like you might actually die?
Now you're feeling it. You've been talking about this nonstop for weeks.
I know. But last night I couldn't sleep. I kept watching videos of parachutes failing.
Why would you do that to yourself? That's literally the worst thing you could do before a jump.
I couldn't help it. My brain went into this spiral. What if the instructor forgets to check something? What if there's a malfunction?
The statistics are actually incredibly safe. You're more likely to get hurt driving to the airport than jumping out of the plane.
Statistics don't help when you're imagining yourself falling to your death at terminal velocity.
Okay, real talk. What's really going on? You've done bungee jumping, cliff diving, all sorts of crazy stuff.
This feels different. Maybe I'm getting older. Maybe I'm finally developing some common sense.
Or maybe you're just scared, and that's completely okay. You don't have to do this to prove anything.
But I already told everyone. My Instagram post got like 500 likes. People are expecting updates.
So, this is about social media pressure? Come on, Jake. You're better than that.
It's not just that. I don't want to be the guy who backs out. I don't want to be afraid.
Being afraid doesn't make you weak. Actually acknowledging your fear takes more courage than pretending you're fearless.
When did you get so wise?
I've always been the wise one in this friendship. You just usually don't listen. So, what's it gonna be?
I think I need to admit something. I've been acting like this was no big deal because I didn't want you to see me scared.
Jake, I've seen you scared plenty of times. Remember when you thought you saw a ghost in your apartment? You called me at 2 in the morning.
That was different. That was a legitimate paranormal situation.
It was your neighbor's cat. The point is, I'm your friend. You don't have to perform for me.
So you think I should cancel?
I think you should do what feels right for you. If you want to jump, we'll jump. If you want to watch from the ground, we'll get coffee instead.
You really would be okay with that? You already paid.
Money isn't worth your mental health. Plus, I'm actually kind of relieved. I've been terrified too, but didn't want to say anything.
Wait, seriously? You seemed so calm about everything.
That's called acting, my friend. Inside, I've been freaking out just as much as you. Why didn't you tell me? Same reason you didn't tell me. We're both idiots trying to look brave. Maybe we should try being honest instead.
Okay, honest truth, I really want to do this, but I'm absolutely terrified. Can we agree to be scared together?
That sounds like a much better plan. Fear buddies?
Fear buddies. But if I scream like a little kid on the way down, you're not allowed to mention it ever again.
Thanks for meeting with me, Mr. Richardson. I've been struggling to make some decisions about my career path.
Please, call me Tom. And there's no need to thank me. That's what I'm here for. What kind of decisions are we talking about?
I graduated 6 months ago with a degree in computer science, but I haven't applied to a single job yet.
6 months is quite a while. What's been holding you back?
Honestly, I'm scared. Every time I open a job posting, I feel like I'm not qualified enough.
Can you give me an example? What does a typical job posting make you think?
They all want 3 to 5 years of experience, or they list like 20 different technologies. I know maybe half of them.
And what story do you tell yourself when you see those requirements?
That I'm going to fail. That I wasted 4 years and thousands of dollars on a degree I can't even use.
That's a powerful fear. The fear of failure can be paralyzing. But let me ask you something. What does failure mean to you?
Not getting the job. Being rejected. Proving that I'm not smart enough or capable enough.
What if I told you that rejection isn't failure? It's just information.
That's easy to say, but it doesn't feel that way. Every rejection would feel like proof that I'm not good enough.
I hear you, but you're making a big assumption. You're assuming you'll be rejected before you've even tried. Why is that?
Because I've always been this way. In school, I'd study for weeks before exams, convinced I'd fail. Even when I got good grades, I thought it was just luck.
That sounds exhausting. Carrying that level of anxiety all the time?
It is. And now it's affecting my actual future. My friends are all starting their careers, and I'm stuck at my parents' house, too afraid to even submit a resume.
What would happen if you did submit a resume and didn't get the job?
I'd feel terrible, like I knew I wasn't good enough all along.
And what would happen if you never submit a resume?
I guess I'd feel terrible about that too. At least for a different reason.
So either way, there's discomfort. But one path has the possibility of success, and the other guarantees you'll stay exactly where you are.
When you put it that way, it sounds obvious, but it doesn't feel obvious.
Feelings and logic don't always align. Can I share something with you? I've been doing this for 30 years, and every successful person I've counseled has dealt with fear of failure.
Really? Even the successful ones?
Especially the successful ones. The difference is they learned to act despite the fear, not without it.
But how? How do you just ignore that voice telling you you're going to fail?
You don't ignore it. You acknowledge it's there, thank it for trying to protect you, and then you act anyway.
That sounds impossible.
It's not easy, but it's simple. What if we started small? Could you commit to applying to just one job this week?
Just one?
Just one. Not 10, not 20, one. And regardless of the outcome, we'll meet again and talk about what you learned from the experience.
What if they reject me?
Then you'll have survived your first rejection, and you'll realize it didn't destroy you. And that knowledge will make the second application easier.
This is terrifying, but I think I can do one. Just one.
That's all I'm asking. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in the presence of fear.
I'm going to try. I don't know if I believe it will work, but I'm going to try.
This place is nice. Thanks for agreeing to dinner. It's been a while since I've done this.
How long is a while? You mentioned you haven't dated much recently.
About 3 years. My last relationship ended badly, and I guess I just buried myself in work after that.
3 years is a long time. What made you decide to start dating again?
My sister set up this profile for me without asking. At first, I was annoyed, but then I saw your message and thought, why not?
I'm glad your sister is a meddler. So what happened 3 years ago, if you don't mind me asking?
We were together for 5 years. I thought we were solid. Then she just left. Said I was emotionally unavailable, whatever that means.
That must have hurt. Do you think she had a point?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not great at the whole talking about feelings thing. I'm better with numbers and business deals.
But you're here on a date talking about your feelings right now. That counts for something.
I guess. But honestly, I'm terrified this is going to end the same way. That I'll mess it up somehow.
That's a pretty vulnerable thing to admit on a first date. I appreciate the honesty.
Is it too much? My therapist says I should be more open, but I don't want to scare you off.
You're seeing a therapist? That's actually really attractive. It shows you're working on yourself.
Really? Most people seem to think therapy means you're broken or something.
Most people are wrong. We all have stuff we're working through. I've been in therapy on and off for years.
What do you work on, if you don't mind sharing?
Trust issues, mostly. My ex cheated on me, and it messed with my head for a long time, made me suspicious of everyone.
So we're both carrying baggage. That's comforting in a weird way.
Right? At least we know we're both human. So tell me, what are you actually afraid of? Like, specifically?
Letting someone in again. What if I open up and they leave? What if I'm not capable of being what someone needs?
Those are legitimate fears. But here's my question. What if you don't let someone in? What if you play it safe forever?
Then I end up alone, which is also terrifying, just in a different way.
So you're stuck between two fears, the fear of being hurt and the fear of being alone.
When you say it like that, it sounds like I'm doomed either way.
Not doomed, just human. Everyone in a relationship is risking something. That's what makes it meaningful.
You're very wise for someone I just met an hour ago.
I've had a lot of practice thinking about this stuff. Can I tell you something? I almost canceled tonight.
Seriously? Why?
Because I was scared. Scared of liking you and then getting hurt again. Scared of wasting time on someone who isn't ready for something real.
But you came anyway.
I came anyway, because the alternative is staying home alone, convinced that everyone will hurt me, and that's no way to live.
So what do we do? Two terrified people trying to figure out if this could be something?
We be honest. We take it slow. We communicate when we're scared instead of running away. Sound manageable?
Manageable might be a strong word, but I'm willing to try. Fair warning, though, I might be really bad at this.
That's okay. I might be too. Maybe we can be bad at it together and figure it out as we go.
I like that plan. Can we order dessert? This conversation is making me need chocolate.
I'm glad you could come over for dinner, sweetie. I feel like I never see you anymore.
I know, Mom. Work's been crazy lately. Plus, trying to figure out my life and all that.
That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. Your Aunt Carol mentioned you broke up with Sarah. Is that true?
Thanks, Aunt Carol. Yes, it's true. We ended things about 2 months ago.
2 months? Honey, why didn't you tell me? I really liked Sarah. You two seemed so good together.
That's part of the problem, Mom. Everyone liked us together. Everyone except me, I guess.
What do you mean? Did something happen? Did she do something wrong?
No, nothing like that. She was great. She wanted to get married, buy a house, start a family, the whole thing.
And you didn't want that? Sweetheart, you're 30 years old. Don't you think it's time to settle down?
See, that's exactly why I didn't tell you. I knew you'd react like this.
React like what? I'm just asking a reasonable question. Most people your age are married with kids already.
I'm not most people, and honestly, Mom, the thought of all that terrifies me.
Terrifies you? Marriage and family terrify you? Where is this coming from?
I don't know. Maybe from watching Dad leave when I was 10. Maybe from seeing all my friends get divorced. Maybe I'm just scared, okay?
Oh, honey, I didn't realize you were still carrying that around. Your father leaving had nothing to do with you.
I know that logically, but emotionally, I'm terrified of becoming him. What if I commit to someone and then wake up one day and want to leave?
You're nothing like your father. You're kind, responsible, caring. You wouldn't do that.
How do you know? How does anyone know? Half of marriages end in divorce. Those people all thought they'd make it work too.
So your plan is to never commit to anyone? To be alone forever because you're afraid of the possibility of failure?
When you put it that way, it sounds pathetic. But yes, maybe that's exactly my plan. At least no one gets hurt that way.
Except you, Michael. You get hurt. You're hurting right now.
I'd rather hurt alone than hurt someone else. Sarah deserves someone who's excited about marriage and kids, not someone who panics at the thought of it.
Did you tell her any of this? About your fears?
I tried. She said I just needed to get over it and that everyone's nervous about commitment. But this feels like more than nervousness, Mom.
It does sound like more than nervousness. It sounds like you need to talk to someone professional about this.
You think I'm crazy?
I think you're carrying trauma from your childhood that's affecting your adult life. That's not crazy. That's human.
I don't know if therapy can fix this. What if I'm just broken?
You're not broken, sweetheart. You're scared. And that's okay. But you can't let fear make all your decisions for you.
What if I'm not capable of being a good partner or a good father someday? What if I inherited Dad's tendency to run away?
You didn't inherit anything except his genes. You get to choose who you become. And from what I've seen, you've already chosen to be different than him.
How do you know that?
Because you're here. Because you tried with Sarah. Because you're aware of your fears instead of running from them blindly. Your father never did any of that.
I still ended things with Sarah. I still ran away.
Yes, but you're thinking about why. That's the first step. Maybe the next step is getting some help to work through it.
You really think therapy could help?
I know it can. I went after your father left. It's the reason I didn't let fear stop me from dating again eventually.
You went to therapy? You never told me that.
There's a lot I didn't tell you. I was trying to be strong for you, but maybe I should have shown you that it's okay to ask for help.
I'm really scared, Mom. What if I can never get past this?
Did you see the email about the restructuring? This is exactly what I was afraid of.
I saw it. Honestly, I think it could be a good thing. The company needs to modernize.
Good thing? Jennifer, they're eliminating entire departments. People are losing their jobs.
Our department isn't affected. We're actually getting more resources and new technology. Why are you so upset?
Because everything's changing. The systems I've spent 15 years mastering are being replaced. They want us to learn completely new software.
Software that will make our jobs easier and more efficient. I don't see the downside.
The downside is that I'll be starting from scratch. At 48 years old, I'll be the dinosaur in the room who doesn't know how to use the new tools.
That's not true. Everyone will be learning together. It's not like you'll be the only one.
You don't understand. You're young. You grew up with technology. I didn't touch a computer until I was in my 20s.
So, you've already proven you can adapt to new technology. You learned the old systems. You can learn the new ones.
But what if I can't? What if I'm too old to learn all this? They might decide I'm not worth keeping around.
Is that what you're really afraid of? Losing your job?
Partly. But it's more than that. I'm afraid of becoming irrelevant, of being that guy everyone rolls their eyes at during meetings.
David, you're one of the most respected people in this company. People come to you for advice all the time.
They come to me about the old systems. Once those are gone, what value do I bring?
Experience, wisdom, leadership.
Those things don't become obsolete just because the software changes.
I wish I had your confidence. Every night I go home and panic about this. My wife says I'm not sleeping well.
Have you thought about asking for training support? Maybe taking some courses before the official transition?
I looked into it. There are courses, but they all look so complicated. And what if I fail? What if everyone sees that I can't keep up?
What if you succeed? What if you actually find that you enjoy the new systems once you understand them?
That seems unlikely. I've been comfortable with the way things are. Change has never been my strong suit.
Can I tell you something? I'm scared too.
You? You seem thrilled about all this.
I'm excited about the potential, but I'm terrified about the execution. What if the new systems don't work? What if we lose important data during the transition?
So you're just better at hiding your fear than I am?
Maybe. Or maybe I've learned that change is constant, so resisting it only makes things harder. It doesn't make the change go away.
I know you're right. Logically, I know that. But fear isn't logical.
No, it's not. But you have options. You can let fear paralyze you, or you can acknowledge it and move forward anyway.
What would moving forward look like?
Maybe we could learn the new systems together. I'll help you with the technology, and you can teach me some of your tricks for managing complex projects.
You'd really do that? Spend time teaching an old dog new tricks?
First, you're not old. Second, you're not a dog. And third, yes, I would. We're a team. Teams help each other.
I appreciate that more than you know. I've been so worried about looking incompetent that I haven't asked anyone for help.
That's pride mixed with fear. It's a dangerous combination. Can you try letting go of both?
I can try. No promises, but I'll try. When do these training sessions start?
Next month. But we could start earlier if you want. Get a head start on everyone else.
That actually sounds good. Maybe if I'm prepared, I won't feel so terrified.
That's the spirit. And David, you're going to be fine. Better than fine. You're going to adapt, just like you always have.
I really hope you're right. I really hope you're right.
Can I ask you something without you making fun of me?
That depends. How ridiculous is the question?
I'm serious, Marcus. I need someone to talk to about this.
Okay, I won't make fun. What's going on?
I can't sleep with the lights off anymore. It's been going on for 3 weeks now.
Wait, you're afraid of the dark? You're 24 years old.
You said you wouldn't make fun. I told you this was hard to talk about.
Sorry, I'm just surprised. You've never mentioned this before. What changed 3 weeks ago?
Thanks for making time to meet with me, Rachel. I know you're incredibly busy.
Always have time for my mentees. Your message sounded urgent. What's going on?
I've been having these thoughts lately, and they're really affecting my work. I think I might need to quit. Quit?
Daniel, you just got promoted 6 months ago. Your code reviews are excellent. Why would you want to quit?
Because I don't deserve to be here. Every day I feel like someone's going to figure out that I'm a fraud.
Imposter syndrome. Let me guess. You think everyone else knows what they're doing and you're just faking it?
Exactly. How did you know?
Because I've been doing this for 20 years and I still feel that way sometimes. It's more common than you think.
But you're amazing at what you do. You've built entire systems from scratch. You speak at conferences.
And before every single conference talk, I'm convinced I'll forget everything and embarrass myself in front of hundreds of people.
Seriously? You seem so confident when you present.
That's practice and experience. The fear doesn't go away. You just get better at functioning despite it.
I can't imagine functioning like this for 20 years. It's exhausting. Every time I push code, I'm terrified someone will find all my mistakes.
Tell me about a recent project you worked on. Something you're proud of.
Well, I built that new authentication system last month, but honestly, I probably over-engineered it. Someone else could have done it better and faster.
That system has been running flawlessly. It handles thousands of users with zero issues. You did excellent work.
But it took me 3 weeks. A real engineer probably could have done it in 1.
Says who? Who decided 3 weeks was too long?
I don't know. I just feel like everyone else works faster and knows more than I do.
You're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You see your struggles and doubts. You only see their finished products.
I never thought about it that way.
Can I tell you something? When you started here, I was skeptical about hiring someone so junior. But you've proven me wrong repeatedly.
Really? You wanted to hire someone else?
I wanted to hire someone with more experience, but you had something more important. You had curiosity, humility, and the ability to learn. Those are rare.
But I ask so many questions. I probably annoy everyone.
Do you know who asks questions? People who care about doing things right. People who are actually learning. The truly incompetent people are the ones who never ask.
I still feel like I don't belong here. Like I somehow tricked everyone into thinking I'm good at this.
What evidence do you have that you're not good at this?
Well, I mean, I make mistakes sometimes.
Everyone makes mistakes. I made 3 mistakes just yesterday. Does that make me incompetent?
No, you're brilliant. Your mistakes are probably tiny compared to mine.
There you go again, diminishing your abilities while inflating everyone else's. Why do you do that?
I guess I'm afraid. If I admit I might be good at this, then I have something to lose, something people can take away.
That's the core of imposter syndrome right there. The fear of being exposed, of losing what you've earned.
How do I make it stop? The constant anxiety, the second guessing everything I do?
You don't make it stop. You learn to recognize it and challenge it. When your brain says you're a fraud, you ask for evidence.
And if I can't find evidence?
Then you acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, you've earned your place here, that you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
That's really hard to believe right now.
I know, but you don't have to believe it completely today. Just try believing it a little bit. 5% belief is better than 0%.
5%. I think I can manage that.
Good. And Daniel, next time these thoughts come up, I want you to message me. Don't sit with them alone. Promise?
I promise. Thank you, Rachel. This helped more than you know.
Anytime. Now go write some code. You're good at that, whether you believe it yet or not.
I can't believe we're actually doing this. Japan has been on my list for years.
I know, you've only mentioned it about 1,000 times. So why do you look terrified right now?
Because we have to fly for 14 hours. Do you know how long that is?
I do. I've done it multiple times. You'll survive, I promise.
But what if something happens? What if there's turbulence or an emergency or the plane just, I don't know, falls out of the sky?
Lisa, you literally jumped off a waterfall in Costa Rica last year. You swam with sharks in Thailand. Why is flying scarier than that?
Because I had control in those situations, or at least the illusion of control. In a plane, I'm just a passenger. I can't do anything if something goes wrong.
That's actually what makes flying safer. Professional pilots with years of training and experience. You don't want me flying the plane, trust me.
I know it's statistically safe. I've read all the statistics, but my brain doesn't care about statistics when we hit turbulence.
What happens when you hit turbulence?
My heart races, my palms sweat, I grip the armrest so hard my knuckles turn white. I'm convinced every bump is the plane falling apart.
Have you always been afraid of flying?
Not always. It got worse after that news story about the plane that had to make an emergency landing. Ever since then, I can't stop thinking about worst-case scenarios.
So you created a fear based on something that happened to someone else, that they all survived, and now you're applying it to every flight?
When you put it like that, it sounds irrational.
It's not irrational, it's your brain trying to protect you, but it's overprotective, like a parent who won't let their kid leave the house.
I hate feeling this way. It's limiting my travel opportunities. Some of the best places require long flights.
What would change if you could manage this fear?
Everything. I could visit Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. All these incredible places I've been avoiding because of flight times.
So this fear is literally keeping you from living your dreams?
I guess it is. I never thought about it that way. But yeah, my fear of flying is controlling where I can go.
What if we came up with a plan for the flight? Specific things you can do when you start to panic.
Like what? Deep breathing? I've tried that. It doesn't really work.
It doesn't work because you wait until you're already panicking. What if you started before the fear kicks in?
I don't understand.
As soon as we board, we implement the strategy. Download movies you love, bring a book, pack some lavender oil, create a comfort routine.
I usually just sit there anxiously waiting for something bad to happen.
Exactly. You're reinforcing the fear by focusing on it. What if you focused on something else instead?
But what if there actually is turbulence? What if something really does go wrong?
Then we'll deal with it together. I'll be right there with you. You won't be alone in your fear.
You promise you won't laugh at me if I freak out?
I promise. I might hold your hand and tell you everything's okay, but I won't laugh. Fear isn't funny.
I really want to go to Japan. I've been planning this trip for months. I can't let fear ruin it.
So let's reframe it. You're not letting fear ruin anything. You're acknowledging the fear and going anyway. That's courage.
It doesn't feel like courage. It feels like terror with a plane ticket.
Same thing. Courage is just terror that you've decided to move through instead of around.
When did you get so wise about fear?
I used to be terrified of heights. Couldn't even look over a balcony without panicking.
But you're fine with heights now. I've seen you on observation decks.
Because I forced myself to face it. Started small with 1 floor, then 2, gradually working up. Now I can enjoy the view.
So you're saying I need to fly more to get over my fear.
I'm saying exposure helps, but also preparation, understanding, and self-compassion. You don't have to be perfect at this.
What if I'm never comfortable flying?
Then you won't be comfortable flying, but you'll still be able to travel and see amazing places. The discomfort becomes worth it.
Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to Japan, and I'm going to survive this flight.
That's my girl. Now let's talk about what snacks you're bringing. Food always helps anxiety.
I don't think I can do this today. My knee feels weird.
Weird how? Is it pain or just discomfort from the exercise?
I don't know. Maybe pain? What if I injure it again? What if this whole recovery has been pointless?
Tyler, we've been working together for 3 months. This is the 4th time this week you've wanted to stop before we even start.
Because every time I push myself, I'm terrified something will tear again. Do you know how painful that was?
I understand. ACL tears are incredibly painful and traumatic. But you've healed. The surgery was successful. Your doctor cleared you for physical therapy.
Doctors can be wrong. What if there's still something damaged that they missed?
We've done multiple scans. Your knee is structurally sound. What we're dealing with now is the psychological component of injury recovery.
So you think I'm making this up, that the fear is all in my head?
Not at all. The fear is very real, but it's preventing you from fully recovering. You're so afraid of re-injury that you're not allowing yourself to heal properly.
Because re-injury would destroy me. I've already lost my athletic scholarship. If I damage my knee permanently, I'll never play again.
And if you don't complete your rehabilitation, you definitely won't play again. See the problem?
This is different. I was one of the top players in my division. I had scouts looking at me. Now I can barely do basic exercises without panicking.
You went through a traumatic physical injury. It makes sense that you'd be cautious. But caution has turned into avoidance.
I'm not avoiding anything. I'm here, aren't I?
You're here physically, but mentally, you're still in that moment when your knee gave out. You're stuck there.
Of course I'm stuck there. It was the worst moment of my life. Everything I worked for got in 1 second.
I hear that. But you have a choice now. You can stay stuck in that moment, or you can work toward a new future.
What if the new future doesn't include basketball? What if I'm never the same?
You won't be the same. No athlete is after a major injury. But that doesn't mean you can't be strong again. Different doesn't mean lesser.
Basketball was my entire identity. Without it, who am I?
That's a bigger question than I can answer. But I can tell you that you're more than your athletic ability. You always have been.
Easy for you to say. You didn't lose everything you'd been working toward since you were 8 years old.
You're right. I didn't experience that specific loss. But I've worked with dozens of athletes in your situation. Some recover fully. Some don't. The difference is always fear.
What do you mean?
The ones who recover are just as scared as the ones who don't. But they choose to work through the fear instead of letting it control them.
That sounds impossible right now.
It is impossible right now. That's why we start small. Today, we're not running or jumping. We're doing simple strengthening exercises. Can you commit to that?
And what if even the simple exercises hurt?
Then we stop immediately and reassess. But Tyler, discomfort isn't the same as damage. Your body needs to remember how to move properly.
I'm just so afraid of that feeling again, that pop, that instant knowledge that something terrible just happened.
I know, and I can't promise you you'll never get injured again. Athletes get injured. It's part of the risk.
That's not comforting.
It's not meant to be comforting. It's meant to be honest. The question is the risk worth it to you?
I don't know anymore. Maybe I should just accept that my basketball career is over.
Maybe, but let's not make that decision from a place of fear. Let's make it from a place of information. Complete your rehab, see what you're capable of, then decide.
What if I complete the rehab and I'm still too scared to play?
Then at least you'll have your strength and mobility back. At least you'll have tried. You won't spend the rest of your life wondering what if.
The what if is already killing me.
So let's replace it with I tried. Let's replace fear of the unknown with actual knowledge of your capabilities.
How do I start? How do I get past this mental block?
One exercise at a time. One day at a time. And probably with some help from a sports psychologist to work through the trauma.
You think I need therapy?
I think your body is ready, but your mind isn't. There's no shame in getting help for that. Sports psychologists are used by champions all the time.
I never thought of it that way.
So, what do you say? Can we try today's exercises? Just the gentle ones we planned.
All right, but if something feels wrong...
We stop immediately. You have my word. Your safety is my priority, but so is your recovery. Let's find the balance together.
All right, let's do this. I'm terrified, but let's do this.
That's exactly the right attitude. Terrified, but willing. That's where real progress begins.